Hey everybody, we're back with Red Dead Redemption. Sorry for the hiatus. I'm trying to do things, I'm trying to get footage that aren't the same. Run there and shoot these people kind of missions. So I went a little try hard with the editing. Hopefully I can keep up with the commentary and you guys can keep up with what you're hearing and seeing. So this first thing is just something I found to be kind of funny. It's got to be a bug or something. This deer is just immortal. I shoot him once there. Twice here. This will be 3. Usually these things will go down in 3. It's the bucks with the antlers. Here he takes shot number 4, and so I decide, I'm pissed off at this point, I'm going to end it with a dead eye. I aim right for his head, and I blow his fucking brains out of his skull, and he just looks at me and mocks me with that fucking deer face. He's still alive. And I chase after him, and I think I shoot him a couple more times here, and he's still going. He's just making a fool out of me. So I quit, and I go find this fat man on a tip from the marshal in Armadillo. His name is Nigel West Dickens. He's a liar. He's a swindler. He sells lies, sort of like this cartoon caricature in the Armadillo movie theater that you can watch for $2. Pretty funny stuff. You should check it out if you have a minute. But anyways, he's using John to help sell lies. You shoot regular targets. After drinking the tonic, you shoot moving targets. Shoot moving targets. Shoot moving. There it is. Secret with that: don't aim until the hat is up at the peak. You fight him, and he points a gun at me, and I shoot him. Don't give me the option to have control. And then have me read a description. By the time I was done reading, I was going to be dead. So I shot him naturally. No, you're supposed to shoot his hand with the dead eye. Don't make the same mistake I made. So this is just this is a cart race. West Dickens is using John to get money, and so he'll enter you in races to win. The cool thing is that it's kind of it takes you to different places, like that Raskeller Fork you saw on the map. That's where I am now doing a horse race. Unfortunately, my horse decides to have a stroke at the beginning, so it puts me at a pretty bad disadvantage. But it's different from the norm of, like I said before, going here and shooting that, and it kind of mixes it up with the missions a little bit. So you see there, I pulled out an apple because I'm having some trouble keeping up with these guys. This is a pretty tough race, actually. The apple does nothing. It just puts your stamina back up and immediately goes back down. You want to do the horse pills. Horse pills. You can't really see my controller right now, but I'm spamming the ever-loving shit out of that sprint button. And you can see my horse stamina meter there on the left of it's blue. It's not going down at all. And that's really the only way I was able to win this race. So make sure you have some horse pills before you go and do that race at Raskeller Fork. Now, Raskeller Fork opens up a couple of new things. You can buy a safe house there. I believe it's $100. And you can play blackjack for the first time. It's pretty standard. Minimum bet is 2, max is 10. You can lay down insurance if it looks like the dealer's going to have blackjack, and you can double down, blah, blah, blah. I really don't know how to win this. I got fed up after a while and just quit. It's 20 or 25 bucks to enter. Usually in blackjack, you can get up and take whatever chips you have and cash out, but I don't know. It seemed like it was this never-ending thing. So I end up quitting here. There's not much else to do in Raskeller. It's just a nice place to have a house, and there's horseshoes. So I decided I wanted to try for the ringer again, and I wanted to make a point here. That's Perry Rose. You can see his name up at the top right. In a previous video, I took a bounty out on a Perry Rose and shot him in the face. Yet, he's not dead. He's here, and he's clearly not at all upset with me about the face shooting because we're playing a sporting game of horseshoes. So anyways, this is where I get the ringer, and I realized before that I said that, pay attention to the colors, and that was most important. Well, that's pretty obvious, I guess. The best thing to do is go all the way down on the meter, to get like that sort of line drive momentum, and then bring it up extremely short, and otherwise you'll be throwing it over that every time, and you won't get anywhere near the ringer. So moving along, I don't really want to ruin story for anybody. I don't want to spoil too much. But this is, I think, the last mission you do for the Armadillo Marshal, and it just involves a lot of running, horse riding. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I wish you could skip that. But basically, it takes you to this new territory called Tumbleweed, and this is just another one of those shoot everybody and possibly save someone who may or may not need saving. So I'm not going to show that whole thing. They wander off, and you complete the mission. You're left here in Tumbleweed. Tumbleweed is a ghost town, and that house to the left that you can see, that giant mansion-type looking thing, it's the site of a gang hideout. And I believe there's 6 hideouts that you have to conquer for 2 different achievements. This is one of those 6. So for several times I try to come back here, and it keeps telling me that the gang isn't there. Come back later, try later. So I go inside and I amuse myself with the piano. It's not really, you can't play the piano, you can't learn to play the piano, but shooting is, I guess, the next best thing for me. It amused me for far too long. So anyways, there was another mission that I was doing. It was just to help someone find a horse. You track down this lady with the horse, and you're supposed to lead her on the horse. You can see the horse there, back to a man in Rathskeller Fork. On my way, we were going through Tumbleweed. That's where you find her. Then finally, it allows me to do this gang thing while I'm already on another mission. Go figure. When you want the gang to be there, they're not there, and you're doing a complete separate mission. They pop up, and so I'm really trying to do this quickly so that you see that you see 2 dots on my radar. One is the sheriff of, I guess, Tumbleweed, and the other dot is the woman on the horse. I'm really trying to do this quickly and take these guys out so that she doesn't disappear and have to do a whole damn thing over again. So this is pretty standard stuff. You'll probably notice if you've been playing online, the gang hideouts are a little tougher. Lots more people, because you do have the ability in free roam to bring friends in, form a posse, and storm the castle that way. So in single player, they make it much easier with far less gang members. But that guy managed to shoot a hole through me. And I really don't get to use a shotgun a lot, so I wanted to pull it out in this kind of close quarters environment. So I take out this last dude, and make sure you loot the shit out of everything. You loot all the bodies. You loot any chests, any treasure chests, or whatever you want to call them in the house. That's what I do here, and it tells you to go back outside to talk to the sheriff. So that's what I do, and he thanks me, and bam, Tumbleweed is complete. I'm definitely in the future gonna make a point to find other ones. Now, gang hideouts, that is. Now, this woman is still on my radar for like half a second, and then it disappears. And at first, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go do that. But you can see there, it says journal entry added. I just ended up having to go meet her where we were going. And that's the other point I wanted to make. Right in this area here, you'll meet a man named Sam Odessa, and he is not that fucked up when you first meet him. Every time you run into him, you see a little cutscene. You don't really need to watch it. It's just kind of amusing. He's on his way to California, and I don't know, this guy is just seriously disillusioned. But it's part of the 100%, I believe, kind of completing all of these journal entries. You don't have to do anything to help him, like other people. You just have to sort of listen to him, and it's just a part of the story. So that's, go back and you can see between Tumbleweed and sort of Rathskeller and Gaptooth. That's the general area you'll find him in. So anyways, I think I'm running out of time, but comment, let me know if this was too fast. I think it might have been too fast for me a little bit, but comment, let me know if there's anything you guys want to see that I didn't put in there, and hopefully you enjoyed it. See you next time.